G'day, this is Captain Australia and I am here with the Nefarioius Doctor Canada, if that's his real name. Now this guy Scott has a situation similar to mine. He's fighting cancer at the moment. We were talking about how that feels and what that looks like, and I realised you might want to hear some of that. So shall we continue walking and talking?
Sounds good.
So Scott was telling me about how he felt when he was first diagnosed. Let me get this selfie stick thing going.
So yeah, back in May I broke my arm, and it was called a pathological break, which means I wasn't supposed to break it. It was just throwing a ball. And what happened was I have a cancer. It's a blood cancer called myeloma, and the cells have formed up in my arm, the cancer cells, and my arm was the humerus was really weak there and broke. And I tell you, that's one of the worst emergency room visits ever, to not only have a broken arm but also find out that you've got cancer.
Yeah.
So the first week was pretty awful. I mean,
and you wouldn't have known the full scope of it, would you? You know, you hear the cancer word, but for the first weeks you're adrift because you don't know, hang on, is it terminal? Is it all through my body? What's the deal? And there's all these tests and biopsies and processes to get to the diagnosis of it.
The worst thing you can do is go on Wikipedia and start reading up your cancer.
Yeah, you're not
because the first thing I saw, 54% survival rate for 5 years. And that's about the same as drawing a red card from a deck of cards if the aces are wild. That's not good odds.
Yeah.
So I learned how to, those numbers don't apply to me, right? That's just all the numbers out there. It's not my situation, right? So I was able to put that behind me, and within a week's time, at the time I had a big, huge, bushy beard, and I said, I'm shaving off this beard if I get $1,500 in donations. Any cancer charity, myeloma, but anything else, leukemia, canteen, I don't care. If you're fighting cancer and you make a donation with beard versus cancer, it counts. And that first night I made that video, the next morning I woke up to 5,400 in donations.
So Scott, do you feel that for you, the charity work that you're doing is a way to concretely fight back against cancer? Is it
feels like I'm punching it. Every time somebody donates anything, it feels like I'm punching cancer back. And there is nothing that powers me more. Like going into radiation the day before, or even the hour before radiation, one of my friends made a $100 pledge. And that first time in radiation, I was just so excited. It feels like that money is coming directly to you.
So it feels like a bullet in your gun, and you're pointing the gun at cancer.
It does.
Okay.
It does.
It's interesting.
And I'm just like, let's go, let's do this. And I'm gonna say this, anybody who makes a donation today with the hashtag beard versus cancer, I'm gonna count that towards my total. So I'm up to $15,000. That means I have to keep the beard off for 15 months. If you make another donation, I'm counting that. We're gonna add to that total. I'll never see this beard again.
Don't make me shave the beard off, but if you do a daily donor dare of doom, I guess I'll have to, you know, whatever you want.
Beard versus cancer.
Yeah, beard versus cancer, okay. Well, I find that, you know, inspiring and sweet, the idea that you're fighting back against cancer. My mindset's completely different. Like, I found myself to be broken after fighting cancer, and my advice to anybody who faces it is to be defensive and protective of your mental health. But I was broken by it, and in trying to come back and trying to heal myself, it was this innate sense of sympathy, especially towards children and all other people who face up to cancer, that they face that same prospect of being broken, and wanting to show them that you get to come back.
Yeah.
And if you have faith and hope, and you restore your hope, you can find the way that fits you, which doesn't have to be dressing up like a superhero, but the way that fits you in order to recover your hope and come back. And the idea of children going through any of that, for me, was just an absolute injustice. It's just wrong. It's something that I can't process. It's like if you I don't know, give a computer a problem to solve that it just doesn't have the tools to solve. Like, computer, tell me what is love? And the computer's like, cannot compute, cannot compute. That's how I feel about the idea of children's cancer. So I don't feel when I walk that I'm fighting cancer, that I'm like, you know, I'm an avenger, you know, getting back at cancer. It's like I'm trying to right an injustice at an absolute profound level. There's something that just shouldn't be.
Yeah, I that's why I love this cause, you know, the Kids Cancer Project. And like, I've been trying to raise money too for other charities like Canteen and what's the other one? Camp Quality, which
Right,
supports kids with cancer, supports young people with cancer. But then, like this one also, I'm just like, yeah, let's cure it. Let's try to find some new therapies, some cures. Let's pay it forward. Let's fight cancer. Let's keep punching at it. You gotta kick at the darkness till it bleeds daylight.
Yeah, it's funny. That idea of somebody accused me of having the same mindset. I say accused, it's not like an accusation, but they said, you're doing this because you're going to war against cancer. And I never really thought about it in those terms at all. And it's quite interesting, and I think quite inspiring, the idea that you can fight back against an adversary that is otherwise so sneaky and insidious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's good.
Well, the other thing I think is, say 10 years ago, somebody made donations that made it possible for me to fight this, right?
Yeah, that's right. Without that, you'd be dead now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if I can cure it, but I can at least make donations to make it so that in 10 years' time, somebody else is going to have maybe an awful day, their worst day of their life, but it's going to be just a little bit better because there's going to be just more treatments, more therapies, more drugs. That's my hope.
Now, here's the thing, by the way. Having discussed that, I think we've definitely put some food for thought on the table. I have a very urgent question. So you make this video, I'm Dr. Canada, okay?
Yes.
Captain Australia, I'll make you walk a kilometre and all of this stuff. Like you're my enemy. I
Yes.
feel that we're friends.
Yes.
I want to make friends, not enemies. However, if you are my nemesis, I mean, I feel as though you should at least do something, like outsmart me somehow. You've got a doctorate. Every supervillain has to be a doctor something or other, don't they? Or
Not an actual doctor.
Professor Payne and all of that. So, like, I mean, outsmart me, mate. Like, what, do you know any riddles? What about rock, scissors, paper?
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
This
you ready?
is it.
Scissors, paper, rock. Ha 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 ha! Wiggity, wiggity, Captain Australia outsmarts Dr. Canada. There you go. I knew he was gonna choose paper. There was a complex set of mathematical deductions made there by me, looking at personality profile, all of that stuff. Bang, I knew, and I win. There you go. Haha. Captain Australia triumphs and wins the day.
You're victorious. I'll take
Yeah.
the defeat.
Mate, I celebrate you, and I hope you're successful in your
Thank
fight
you.
against cancer, buddy. You seem a lovely guy and an earnest guy. And yeah, anybody watching this, if you see that beard versus cancer or any, oh, we're flopping around in the wind. Sorry, don't want to make you dizzy. Any of those causes, it's all this
Yep.
one attack at a dark and insidious enemy. So
That's right.
check it out and feel free to jump on board. You know.
Beardversuscancer.com. You can see my entire story.
We're going to keep him hairless like a baby. Oh, look, you got rashes from all the shaving, mate.
It is, baby face.
So you want to see this guy hairless like a baby for the next 50 years? Because you're going to live another 50 years, right? Okay. Hair versus cancer, beard versus cancer.
Beard
sorry.
versus cancer. Beardversuscancer.com.
So thank you, Dr. Canada, for easily being defeated by my incredible genius. Thank you so much for talking to the people. People, thank you so much for watching. I'll do a stream later when I let you know where I am, where I'm sleeping tonight. I've had a lovely lunch, by the way. Hospitality from the guys at the Steamer Bar and Grill, which is the second best restaurant in Australia, apparently. They got awarded, and it is lovely. The chef there, Paul, oh my God, he cooked me a fish, a golden snapper. best meal I've had in years. So thank you so much for your hospitality, guys. Scott, Doctor Canada, thank you for meeting with me.
Thank
and
you.
I'll leave the stream there, and I'll stream again later, letting you know where I'm sleeping. All right, all the best.